Hello, Internet user. My name is Gary of Gary's Wares. I make wooden pipes made out of exotic hardwoods. Today I'm going to be reviewing the WEN 4210 10-inch drill press with laser. I've had it for a couple months and I've been meaning to finish this thing up, so let's get to it right now. And here it is after a few aftermarket customizations, in other words, stickers and stuff like that. Now, before I start talking about the drill press, let me talk about these Neodymium Magnets. These are really good for like drill presses. Just a lot of solutions. Like, for example, I have 3/16 and 1/8 inch bits that I use all the time, and it's handy to just have a magnet to just stick them up there, and I use a box cord bit, a little router bit sometimes, so that's always handy. Anyway, the drill press itself, one of the things that I don't like is that the power cord is meant to come out of this hole, and given the size of the drill press and that it's meant to be desk mounted, this can be problematic. You can get caught on other things. Not that it was for me, but I foresaw that as being a problem. So what I did was originally the power cord came out of this little grommet, and what I did is I pulled it up and I cut it and I resoldered it, and I drilled a hole right here in the top of the housing cover that and fed the power cable through the column assembly so that the power cable comes out of the base. And then I drilled a hole in the desk, and it actually plugs in over here, power cable over there. But that is one problem that I found, but that's a solution I found to it. Another thing I didn't like is that they give you hex keys, but they don't really give you anywhere to put them. But if you have a magnet, then you can just keep them inside the housing cover like this. I don't know if you can see that. This lighting's not very good. There. That's a bit better. Yeah. So there's that. And then the other thing that I don't really care for is the laser. Laser's cool. It works as it should. I tend not to rely on it, but it's good for just quick and dirty, drillings. But the one thing I don't like about it is that this is battery powered, and that could be a problem, especially if you're in a light, you have a well lit condition, and you don't really see the laser being on, and it can drain your batteries, and that's already happened to me before. And so I don't see why, if this can be plugged in, why can't the laser power supply run off of that? I don't know. But the light comes with it is pretty good. The light that comes with it is not super great. It's an LED light. Like, it's not going to be super bright. But one of the things that it does do is that it sort of gives you diffuse light, which is handy for drill when you're using drill bits. Your drill bit doesn't cast as strong of a shadow. It's a little bit broken up. This is good. It runs off the power. It can be unscrewed, and a regular 60-watt light bulb could go in there, which is handy. So you don't have to order a special light bulb in case it goes out. But it's an LED light bulb. It shouldn't go out anyway. This is a light-duty drill press, and I don't have another light-duty drill press to compare it to. The only other drill press I have is over there, and it's a 3¼ horsepower, and so it's not really fair to compare one to the other. But I work with hardwoods all the time, and I don't have any problem getting through stuff that I need to get through. The biggest thing that I do is I use a 2 and an 1/8 inch Forstner bit every now and then. I don't have much of a problem using it. I have to go slow. It doesn't cut into my productivity. One of the things that is wrong with my particular model is there's a bit of play in the somewhere in the handle, somewhere between the handle and the chuck, there's a bit of play, because if you notice, I'm going like this, but this isn't moving. If this weren't here, this would still move until the chuck makes contact with something strong, until there's something to give against, and it will do this number. And that's about, I think that comes out to about a 1/16 of an inch. And I've got to work that into all my depth measurements. And that's a problem that I've worked around, but it is something that doesn't work the way that it's supposed to. It's not a failing fault, but it is kind of a pain, especially when I just want to go straight to the exact measurement that I need, and then I go, oh wait, that thing's wrong with it. So there's that. But aside from that, I don't really have any problems with this thing. All in all, I really like it. If you're anything like I was and wondering, will a drill press that's about $100 do what I'm supposed to do, what I need it to do? Yeah, if you're just doing wood. I saw that WEN had a model that had adjustable speed, like a digital dial that would adjust the speed. That's not really something that I need, and I definitely see that now. I would definitely consider that before you buy the more expensive model. This one's pretty good, aside from the problems that I pointed out. It's good to go. And let me just say that if you don't know how to do soldering, if you're not familiar with that, I wouldn't recommend messing around with power cables. That's a different video entirely. So that pretty much wraps it up. I'm Gary, and I'm out.